You'll need to unmute Michelle.
Thanks, Gregory. Good morning. Good Monday morning. Welcome to our MMMC, our Monday morning miracle call. And I'm so happy you guys are here. So thankful that you chose to take a half an hour to spend with your LifeWave family, your Live Younger team. My name is Michelle Niels, and I'm in Colorado. And I am your host this morning. And I am really looking forward to hearing your wonderful stories and shares and to spread the love. We're going to spread the love this morning. So just a little, let's see, background, homework, whatever. We need to get through a few things for those of you who are new, is that these calls are about a half hour in length, and we like to spend the first 15 minutes speaking on just the X39, because that is the star of the show. That's our flagship product. That's the product that everyone starts with and continues for the rest of our lives, right? We're all getting younger. We're rewriting genes. We are not anti-aging, but reverse aging, as David says. So let's start the first 15 minutes, please, just X39, and then we can open up for the other patches. And keep your share compliant, which means we don't name disease names, okay? No itises. We want to stay compliant, and we want to keep this company for the rest of our lives. So we're going to stay compliant. So share how you felt before, what patch you used, and then how you feel now. And then keep it brief if you possibly can, under a minute, please, so that we can have lots and lots of people sharing. And then how you raise your hand is at the bottom of your screen. There's a reaction button, and just hit that, and then there's a raise hand. And please keep your hand raised while you're sharing so that I can see you on the screen, because otherwise you disappear and I'm looking for you. So thank you so much for being here, and we are going to get the ball rolling with Susan and then Annette. So welcome, Susan. Go ahead and unmute.
Well, thank you, and good morning, everybody. March of this past year, I signed up a new brand partner, and she was somebody I met on Zoom, and we met for lunch when I went to visit my son in Tucson. That's where she lived, and we hit it off. And she was telling me all her medical problems, and I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Well, do you have time after we're done eating our lunch to share some information that might help you?" She goes, "Yes." So we moved out to the patio, and of course I had my patches on me and my iPad, and I proceeded to show her a video, and she started crying. And she said, "You're the answer."
Oh.
Well, she joined as a brand partner right off. She got her patches, and she was using X39. And at the time, she was recovering from the surgery they do in your heart. And they wanted to put in the little mechanism, and she refused to do that. So she started on the X39, and she told me the Monday before I left for convention that she is off all 6 of her drugs, and everything's stabilizing. And she went in to see her heart doctor, and she said, "This is what I've been doing." She's been very bold with him. And he said, "Well, I guess you've got it all figured out." And he walked out the door.
Oh, that's
so she's finding a new doctor because she's doing really well. So there you have it.
There's a lot more doctors out. That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, Susan, can you just tell us 2 things? I'm sure people are wondering, which video did you share, and how old is this woman?
I just shared the basic that's only 3 minutes, that 2 to 3 minute one, the basic on phototherapy. And on what X39 can do for you. That's all.
Okay.
I let that do the talking, and then we went from there.
And the woman is about how old, do you know?
Let's see. She's in her 50s.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Look at what you helped have happen in this beautiful
It's brought many tears, and I'm grateful.
Many tears, an answer to a prayer. And that's what we have, you guys, in our hot little hands. Gregory says patches do a lot, but they don't walk and talk. So we got to do that.
It is. Now in return, she has a daughter that lives at home who has some disability challenges mentally. And so the patches are really helping her too.
Okay. Beautiful. And if you would like to come on later, if there's another patch story, like with a different patch, please do come on later, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a great way to start. All right, we have Annette.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much. So I have a kitty cat story. I have some human stories as well, but this is the one that really got our attention. So our son introduced us to patches last August, and we kind of sporadically used them. We weren't serious users at the time because we were both running our businesses, my husband and I, and actually didn't have a lot of extra time to figure it out. So we just put them on and left them on for days and days. And we didn't know what we were doing. Anyway, in March, my son said, Mom, use some patches on our kitty cat. And she's 18. She's going to be 19 pretty soon. We've had her since she was a kitten. Siamese cat, a mother of many. She was fixed, but she just looked like she was death wormed over. And so Brendan said, Mom, put the patches on her. So I was
gonna take them for herself, I swear.
No, we bought them.
Go ahead,
I was
go ahead.
using used patches because a friend of mine said you can use the used ones. So, after 12 hours, I would put them on her collar. And I noticed that she was acting better. She started to eat and drink lots of water on her own, didn't tell her. And then finally I decided I'm going to start using the whole patch, from beginning to end, which I did. And that was in March. And by the end of May, which is just 3 months, all her fur grew back on the patchy sides that were inflamed, and she had lost a lot of hair and lost a lot of weight. She gained the weight back. Her eyes began to sparkle. She looked like a kitten. And my grandkids would come over and say, Nan, I can't believe that's Peekaboo. She totally looked like a kitten. So, and we still have her and we're grateful.
Oh
We'll
my
hold
God.
on to her as long as we can.
Yes. Adding years to her life and life to her years. Absolutely beautiful. I love the animal stories. Thank you, Annette.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, John, and then Bob.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to give my ongoing golf story here. I played Saturday, and the X39, X49, and the Eon is my combination. And the people I play with, is my regular golf game on Saturday. One is 38 years old, another one 48, and the other one is 61, and I'm 74. And it's like I've been pausing and reversing my lifestyle here and my aging process, and I can feel it. I played a lot. I played golf for like 63 years. And I've never felt better. I played college golf and with my friends, and they're looking at me and saying, I've got them to walk now. They used to ride in a golf cart. And so we're walking. And what's really cool about it is when I'm playing, and I'm having some pretty good results out there with these guys. And they said, it must be the patch. It must be the patch. I just cannot get them to, just flip over and use it because they think that, it's something else, but for them. So anyways, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, I love it, John. So you got them to walk though. Are they feeling all kind of tired on the golf course while you've got the spring in your step? They don't want that.
At times they do get tired. When they hit bad shots, they say, I'm tired.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? You just keep beaming and being yourself, and a little bit of drip here and there, and who knows, maybe one day there will be an epiphany for these people.
Oh yeah, they'll figure it out one day.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
But really, it really does lead to a lifestyle, and that's what. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Bob, and then let's get some more hands up, you guys. Bob's the last one. Let's think about our shares, our stories, our excitement, because when we share, we bless others, and it causes us to think about people in our lives. Oh, I know so-and-so who has that same lumpuckaroo, as Gregory says. I want to share this story with them. All right, Bob, and then Jerry. All right, go ahead, Bob.
Well, I'll just repeat one that you all have heard, that I was down to walking with a cane, and I couldn't stand for a 45-minute worship service at church, and it was kind of embarrassing. I had to sit, and it looked, it looked disrespectful actually, but that's what I was down to. 2.5 weeks into wearing the patch, the X39 on the back of the neck, like they recommend. I was in church, and the pastor said, "You can now be seated." And it dawned on me at that moment that, my gosh, I've been standing this whole time and didn't even realize it. And I'm just praising God for that. My wife and I are, after about 5 months of use, our hair starts coming in like it did 25 years ago, mainly in the back. But I'm hearing that from a lot of people. And I'll just insert this and then I'll get off that. I'm just telling anybody that's dealing with something that's frustrating, that's something that's mysterious. We don't know what our bodies are capable of doing. Now we know that the patch is helping the body operate like it did when we were in our teens and 20s. And that's the beauty, is when we're frustrated and we get into a mysterious zone, try the patch, see if it'll kick something into gear that God put in our body all along. And we just might get that thing that we've been praying for. Are these patches the answer to our prayer? They may be. So that's the way I share it.
I love that. Thank you. Beautifully said, Bob. Thank you. It's an answer to a prayer for many of us. All right, Jerry, and then Heidi, and then Christine.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. I have, we all love when we have like those one patch wonders in a day or two, which we wish we all could be. Last week, I read a lot from a brand partner and her husband's result. She has a couple results of her own. In 1999, she had a horse accident and broke her back and has had pain ever since. And she was telling me that the second morning, when worst was when she was trying to get out of bed, and it was very painful. The second morning, the back pain was gone, and it's still gone. She's now been with our patches now about a month. And another one is her brain fog lifted the first day, and her heart rate usually would keep going and going. And since the fourth day of using X39, she's been fine. But another friend, you know what? This one has a couple patches. I'll come back later. It's 2 patches.
You have a different patch other than X39 to share.
2 of them. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's a little bit, it's a wonder. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jerry. That's beautiful. All right. Heidi. Hello, my dear.
Good morning, Michelle and everyone. I have a motorcyclist share. So just last Saturday, I was in Idaho where I had gone on my relaunch of my motorcycle injury on my left side, having dropped a 450-pound bike about October 2021. I've been on the patches since February 22nd of 2022. And a month later, I'd gotten on my bike and I'd gone a little bit too far for my shoulder, and it froze up on me. Well, I just swung my leg over a motorcycle on Saturday and I had no pain.
Hallelujah, girl. Ride that.
And since it's 9:15, can I do a second share about a support patch?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
It's not my share. It's actually my customer that's in Houston, Texas. So as I was traveling from convention from Orlando, Florida, back to Pocatello, Idaho, I stopped in Houston at a Cracker Barrel restaurant, and I'd run out of cash, and I thought, you know what? I've never sold patches just for cash, for retail. So I was just watching, people watching, and this guy goes limping by, and then he goes limping by again. Finally, I asked him, I said, "So what's your limp?" And he says, "Oh, I'm just dragging my feet because my wife's been in the intensive care unit for the last 6 weeks." And he says, "I'm just tired." And I went, "Oh, I think I have something for a good night's sleep. Would you be willing to try a patch that you would wear right in between your eyebrows?" And I said, "Let me go run to my car and go grab you one." And I says, "Why don't I give you 3 nights worth?" And he goes, "Oh, how much do I owe you?" And I said, "Oh, just a chicken fried steak. So he went in and paid for my chicken fried steak. And he called me back the next morning and he says, Heidi, not only have I not slept 9 hours since my wife was in the ICU, he says, I took a 3-hour nap and I was able to go in and I was able to hold her hand.
Oh, oh,
This is a 79-year-old man whose wife collapsed. She just face planted on the ground like 6 weeks prior outside of a Cracker Barrel of all places. So he kept coming back to Cracker Barrel and that's where I met him.
was that the Alavita, Heidi, that you shared?
No, I actually put on 3 silent nights.
Silent
So
night,
he
okay.
wore a silent nights on his forehead. I didn't happen to have any Alavitas, but I definitely would have triple stacked an Alavita in the Eon and a silent nights, but I didn't have any to sell.
That's a beautiful share. Giving someone rest and sleep, especially under that level of stress,
Yeah.
was a huge gift. Thank you.
And I'd made it to New Mexico by the time he had actually told me about his 2 amazing nights sleep. So,
Beautiful. Thank you, Heidi.
yep.
All right, Christine, Megan, Trisha, Gary, and then Michelle. Go ahead and unmute, Christine.
Good morning. Hi. So I'm also known as We Was when I don't have my picture up. Anyway, last week I listened to the Monday morning miracle call, and there were some specific shares that inspired me. They were people putting the X39 right directly on the place where the pain was emanating. So when I got off the call, I've been suffering from SI joint dysfunction, and my whole like back, all the pain generated from that one area, and it was pretty terrible to be able to do anything. So I'd been using the X39 in the usual place on the neck, right? So I'm like, no, I'm just gonna put the patch right directly on as close to the pain as I think that it is, and on the SI joint. And I did. And I did all my errands all day long. I took the patch off after 12 hours. And when I went to sleep and woke up the next morning, there still wasn't any pain. And it didn't return. So that was like very powerful for me. It was very powerful to listen to what everybody was doing with the patches. And it was very powerful for me to experience the remarkable result of putting it right on the SI joint.
Thank you, Christine. That's how we help each other. You guys all pay attention to that, because if we keep our stories to ourselves, we're depriving possibly someone who could really benefit. So thank you. Beautiful share. Megan, Trisha, Gary. Okay, go ahead and unmute, Megan.
Good morning, everybody. So I have a really, really exciting story to share, and I'm going to try not to cry while I do it. I have a really good friend of mine whose husband is 69 years old and had seriously bad mobility issues for quite some time. In fact, the reason that I gave her this or talked to her about the patches was because he fell one day and it took her 3 hours to get him up. And so I was like, let me like tell you about these patches so that because I just know like they could help him. And so got them started. He had we started with a 2-month thing, and I only get to see them once a month. And I got to see them this past weekend, and her, and she showed me a picture of him getting to walk his daughter down the aisle with no help, and they got to dance on the dance floor. So that was like a huge, she was like in near tears, almost bawling. I mean, of course it's beautiful, but just to get to see him be able to walk her down the aisle and get to dance with her and not have to have his scooter or a cane or anything was a huge blessing. So that right there. And it was just X39, no other patches. We are just using X39.
Right. Megan, beautiful. Thank you. And, tears are welcome here, you guys. You got all of us, tearing up here, Megan. Beautiful. We love realness here. All right, my dear friends, we are on Trisha, Gary, Michelle, and then the McCarthy. All right. Go ahead, Trisha.
Whoops. Hi.
Good morning.
I have just started taking the patches. I'm 47 years old, and I was on them for 3 days. I'm a hairdresser of 25 years, and I have tremendous pain in my feet, and I actually had surgery in one of my feet, which didn't help. And within 3 days of being on the X39, all of my pain was gone.
Wow.
And that was wearing the X39 on the back of your neck?
Yes, on the L7, I believe it is.
C7, cervical 7.
C7, yes. Yeah, 3 days.
3
So,
days.
3 days.
You have Robin Mascari beat. I think she put it on the back of her neck and it took 1 week, right, Gregory? And her knee pain was gone.
7 days, right?
That's just beautiful, Trisha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to our family here.
Thank you.
All right. Gary?
Okay. Hey again, guys. So I shared a story. I'm going to work hard to keep this brief. I'm still mopping up from that wedding story.
Yeah.
So anyhow, my fish shirt is in honor of Helen's fish that she helped with the patches. So that's one thing. But the other thing is I shared a while back, I think I showed a picture of my legs. I have those fillings that start with an M, a dozen of them. So I got the poisoning that comes and it comes out of my legs. So I'm going to see if I can show you guys. I'm going to flip it around here and see if I can show you guys a selfie. Let me turn it this way. I'll perfect this later, but do you see the dark part on my leg here? Can you
No,
showing up?
I just see cloth or something white.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how about that?
No.
No.
No?
No, we
Okay, I'm
don't.
going to have to do some work on this
You
testimony.
might just describe it
I
for us,
apologize.
Gary.
I'll figure out a way to have somebody help me show you guys. But I had poisoning and darkening of my legs from my knees down all the way around, and it looked like sunburn / dark red. All I have now is a strip in front about 2 inches wide and about 12 inches long, and the rest is clearing up. So those toxins are leaving my body, and I'm regaining my health little by little.
Getting those toxic heavy metals out. Awesome. Thank you, Gary.
Okay, there. I'm sorry, I touched the wrong button.
That's okay.
That
We
didn't go
heard
very
you.
well, but anyhow, you get the gist.
Oh, we got the gist. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
a story I haven't heard before. So that's a good one. Share it on Vibrant Living. Maybe
I was just thinking the same thing. I have way before pictures somewhere, but my friend Jan Polkowski took some about 3 months ago, and that'll be enough proof because it was about 3/4 of the way. So
okay. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Gary.
you. Woo-hoo.
All right. Michelle Garrett.
This is about my grandson. He just turned 20. When he was about 17 or 18, he had that issue where one side of your face melts. And it resolved pretty much, but he still had a lot of tearing from one eye. Whenever he would open his mouth wide to eat, his eye would tear. By the end of the meal, his t-shirt would be all wet from dabbing at his eye. Well, recently he decided he was going to go on a water fast, to clear up all of his issues. And he didn't want to do any nutrition. I talked him into at least wear the X39 while you're going to do that. And he also wore glasses. And I had told him that it helps a lot of people with their vision. So he was going to wear the X39 to fix his eyes. Well, he did the fast for 3 weeks. And at the end of it, he said, I'm not wearing those patches anymore, Grandma, because my eyes aren't any better after wearing glasses for 10, 15 years. But anyway, we ate dinner with him last night and his eye was not tearing anymore. So that I'm sure he thinks it was the fasting. And I said, well, it might have a little bit to do with wearing those patches for only 3 weeks. But now his eye doesn't tear when he eats. And so I think it might have resolved that issue finally for him.
Beautiful. Very good and very compliant story. Thank you, Michelle. Wow. Wow. It's another wow. All right. We have the McCarthy and then Jerry, and that might just take us to the bottom of the hour. Hi.
Hello, good morning. This is Richard McCarthy. Asked my wife Jenna, maybe we need to update. It's not just the McCarthy, it's the McCarthys. So we'll work on that.
Okay.
So I train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I also lift weights a lot. I was having some problems with my right hip and started taking X39 patches, and that cleared up my hip problem. And I fell in love with all the products. So I've been using the X39, X49 Performance Pack. Also, the energy enhancers are fantastic. They get me through my workouts, and I've been stress testing it. I've been lifting and breaking all my personal records. I'm over 50, so lifting weights at my stage of the game, it gives me an edge on a lot of the other competitors because I also go to tournaments. So I also do private lessons in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and other martial arts. And I had two students. It's a boyfriend, girlfriend, and the gentleman had problems in both of his shoulders were aching. Put the Ice Wave patches on one shoulder, and he was like, "Oh, this is fantastic! You can feel the difference between the shoulder that we worked on and the shoulder that was his in painful state." Put the patches on, Ice Wave patches on the other shoulder, fixed both shoulders. His girlfriend had problems on the arms. Put the Ice Wave patches on both arms. They couldn't believe it. They went through the lesson, fantastic, big smiles on their faces. So really happy. I've used the YH products as well with the glutathione and the Eon. So big, and just ordered the carnosine patches. So this the product line gives you a total fitness support. I know there's a lot of stories of folks that have a lot of serious issues, and we give I slap the patches X39s on everybody. But if you're already, working out and you have a fitness program and you want to take that next level, LifeWave products are just the best way to continue to, build that health and a healthy fitness future. Thank you.
Richard, that was amazing. You're on fire, buddy.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
You have the perfect environment to share. Yeah, I love
All
it.
in with LifeWave. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And Richard, are you familiar with Vibrant Living, our Facebook group?
Vibrant Living. I think my wife is on that group. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make a note of that though.
Make sure to share these stories. That's going to really inspire a lot of people.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
All
being.
right. God bless. Have a great day.
God bless you. Bye-bye. Okay, Jerry, we're going to end with you, my dear.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, one other X39 one was a lady had the condition where after you eat, you get a lot of pain when you're bringing up your food and that. And after 4 days, and she slept in a chair for about 10 years because she could not lie down. She was on the X39 for 4 days and is now sleeping in bed and can even eat after 6 o'clock. Oh, so wow. That is one. This other one is a little bit more. There's a lot involved. The lady was in the hospital, had surgery, got a bacterial infection, which was flesh eating. She lost 45% of her flesh. They were trying to do grafts and all different things to help this lady. The pain, she couldn't, the covers, everything hurt her. So one of our brand partners went over to see her and she only had a couple patches. And at that time it was X39 and Alavita. Mm-hmm. And in the next day, the pain had lessened and the skin was not as red and she thought it might be growing. I haven't gotten an update now. It's been a few more days, but she's very happy with the products and wanted to see. She was trying to get some Eon over to her also, which I thought with the nerve pain and everything she's having would really do a good job to help her out. But this is pretty serious and I'm hoping the patches can get her a long way from her now condition.
Oh, wow, Jerry. You might want to reach out to one of the doctors in our community.
I did. I have another one with a bacterial infection too. So we're working both ways on those. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Powerful share. Okay, Gregory, over to you. Go ahead.
Oh my. What a wonderful way to start our day and start our week. Thanks everyone for sharing. Thanks for Michelle. You're such a gracious host. Thank you so much. We love the stories. As Karen likes to say, it sounds like a miracle, but it's science, and let's face it, science is a miracle, isn't it? But this business is really a godsend. These products are a godsend for many of us, probably all of us, whether we admit it or not, right? But So please join us tonight. We have our regular community call at 7 o'clock Mountain Time in my time zone up here. And Judy Daniels is going to be participating, right here because she's been staying with us for the last 5-6 days and she's flying home tomorrow. But we're really delighted to have Judy as a guest here. And we also have Anne Marie and Joe Dixon that are here, as guests. So, Judy's leaving and Anne Marie, is just arriving. So we got a little thoroughfare going through here. So we're very excited to see our community in the flesh. And tomorrow, speaking about doctors, tomorrow we have our regular Testimonial Tuesday. This Monday morning miracle call was doing so well. We kind of moved it over and morphed it into the Tuesday night doctor's call. So now the first half of that call is all testimonials. So some of you, I encourage some of you to join us tomorrow evening to share your testimonials. And then we're going to have Dr. Henrietta, and she's just a delight. She brings so much wisdom and joy, to our community. So that's what's going on. So we'll see you on one of the upcoming calls this week. And gosh, it's pretty hard to believe, countdowns on for the end of the year, countdowns on for qualification for the incentive trips for those of you that are interested, and we're here for you. And so with that, I guess everyone could unmute and say their farewells and have a blessed day, everyone.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good bye, everybody.
Hi, good to see you.
God bless you all.
Bye.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
What a group. Woohoo.